a thumbs up. Hi, everybody. Welcome to CASA graduation. You've all been through several weeks of hard work, and in order to start through and walk through this process of graduation, we have a few announcements to give you so you're prepared. Basically, graduation will be full of CASA staff and leadership excited to speak with you. And primarily, you're going to go through the process of being sworn in by Judge Seidler, who's here today. So that's typically the sequence. Judge Seidler is going to swear you in, and we're going to have speakers. And as we continue through, there's some tech issues that you need to know about. So I'm going to pass the mic to Kayla.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kayla. Half of you know me as your trainer. The other half haven't met me yet. I'm going to be your go-to person for everything tech issues. So if you have any tech issues within Zoom, meaning you're still here, you can go ahead and private message me in the chat box, and we can try and figure out what's going on. If you get kicked out of Zoom and you can't private message me within Zoom, then I'm going to put my contact information into the chat box so that way you can copy it down. And you can go ahead and give me a call or shoot me an email if you get kicked out. But I will also come looking for you if I see that you have dropped and you're missing. Some other tech things. So for one, kind of as usual in your training, go ahead and stay on mute unless you're asking a question or unless you're talking, just so we can reduce the amount of background noise going on, since we do have a lot of people here today. And what I want to ask also is that when the trainees are about to take their oaths, if any staff members in attendance could go ahead and turn off their videos for the swearing in. This is so that way the people who have their videos on are pushed to the front page and we can see them on the live stream. After after the oaths are done, you can go ahead and turn your video back on. But just for the oaths, if all staff could have their videos off.
All right, thanks, Kayla. So everyone go ahead and have your oaths ready on your desktop as well. You'll be reading those. And I want to say hello to everybody who is streaming on YouTube. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Judge Seidler. He's a big supporter of CASA, and he's been on the bench for many years, and he's here to speak with you and to swear you all in.
And you as CASA support me in the work that I do and all of us in the work that we do. The 28 courtrooms in Los Angeles County dealing with child welfare cases, the 3 in Lancaster and the 25 in Monterey Park. So I really appreciate all of you volunteering and spending your time supporting our families and our kids. Before I get into anything, do any of you, it's the end of your training, you've had all this time to examine your own values, beliefs, learn about the system. Do any of you have any questions you want to ask me before we get going? I'm here. Had your chance. So I do want to at least let your family know the types of things you could be involved with. And you've already learned that you're going to be possibly dealing with education issues, medical issues, placement issues for foster kids, working to get needed mental health services, and helping a lot of kids prepare to transition to university or to independence in some form. I do have examples of a couple of cases I've had, which are more major than you might necessarily get, but this work is really fulfilling. And actually, I'm going to just tell you one story of a CASA case that I had, of a case where a CASA really made a difference. I had a child in my courtroom who was severely physically abused as a infant toddler, and it was believed he'd never be able to walk again and might not even have upper body strength and mobility. The first CASA on the case got off of the case, and a new CASA got on it. She went to every hospital meeting. Every discussion about the needs of the child was involved in all of it. And eventually she was the one who researched and found out that there was an assisted walking device, a gait trainer that he was eligible for, how to get it for him, and arranged to get it for him. At one point, an potential adoptive home was identified in Illinois, and she started including the mother in Illinois by speakerphone, even if it was her own telephone, in all of those medical meetings and having her involved in the process. The adoptive mom came out from Illinois to visit and stayed involved in the entire process. Eventually, his name at the time was Dodger. Dodger went to live in Illinois. And when we finalized the adoption, we did it in my chambers by Skype. And all of their house in Illinois had Dodger banners up because it was Dodger Day in Illinois. And years later, when Dodger was about 10 or 11, his CASA, who had maintained contact with them all that time, showed me a photograph of him with leg braces on, walking a Tommy Hilfiger runway. And then a couple of years ago, I was visiting his CASA. She passed away from cancer about a year ago, and I was visiting her. And we did FaceTime with him and learned about his participation in sled hockey, where he was playing hockey, where someone sits in a sled and pushes while he plays hockey. He was about to head from Illinois to Florida for a sled hockey tournament. So this is a kid that, because he had someone in his life who believed that every avenue should be explored to help him, has ended up having incredible opportunities. And like I said, not every case is going to necessarily be a case like that, but the difference that one person made in one child's life is really incredible. And you as CASAs are going to have the opportunity to make a difference in the life of one child at a time. And that's why I think it's such phenomenal volunteer work, because it's one of the only opportunities where you really get to change one life, one child or sibling group at a time with the work that you're going to be doing. And you are agents of the court who are being the eyes and the ears of the court. You're the one person who is assigned by the court to be going out and investigating and to be coming back as the eyes and the ears of the court, letting us know what's needed for that child. So now that you've had a little time to think, any questions or comments before we get to the swearing in?
Angela.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
My question is, during this coronavirus time, is it possible for us to observe court hearings, or do we have to wait until they resume in person?
I have no problem with you observing court hearings in my courtroom, observing, period. And then once you're assigned for your CASA child, you'll be participating in the court hearings.
Right.
We're handling everything by WebEx. It's been helpful in two ways, actually, WebEx. One is, I think it's much more trauma informed. Instead of the parents stressing about having to go to the courthouse, getting to the courthouse, being in that waiting room with the relative they hate or the other parent they hate, they are logging on to the WebEx and they're hearing, hi, this is Judge Zeidler, who's on the phone. They're being welcomed in the courtroom. After the hearing, I tend to be much more active in asking them if they have questions and having them participate. It also used to be that the only parents who got attorneys in our court were those who actually showed up for a hearing. Now, any parent who there's a phone number for, there's an attorney calling in advance of that very first court hearing and reaching out to them. So I think we're engaging more parents, but your CASA supervisor or CASA coordinator can work with you to get you the login WebEx codes to come and observe in court. Because my view is, one, if you have a court case on in my courtroom when we're not COVID, you're going to be sitting in the back of the courtroom waiting for your case to be called, getting a chance to observe and learning more about the system from watching those other cases. And although every case is confidential, you are an officer of the court. Usually the CASA training when we were live actually had a day where all of you came and observed in courtrooms physically. So I have no problem with you speaking, unless someone got some different answer from Judge Arakaki or Judge Greenberg, Wendy or Taina. I have no problem with you observing in court, logging into the WebEx, and getting an opportunity to see more about the system that you're going to be involved in.
Thank you.
Thank you. On that note, we're going to have the CASA staff turn off their videos, and we're going to have the new CASAs keep your videos on, and we're going to have the new CASAs who are being sworn in today unmute yourselves, and you might have the oaths in your hand, or they might pop up in the chat any minute now because the CASA staff are amazing. And I'm going to be right back in a half a second, because I figure if you're going to have to do this remote, then at least we should make it more special than when I do it in person. So to make this feel very professional and very real, I'm coming back. Got the robe on. See, it feels real now, right? The robe makes it official. I'm actually, one of the children's law firm attorneys is about to become a court commissioner, and I'm swearing her in, and we were just talking about which type of robe do you get. Okay. You know, the one problem with the streaming on YouTube is that, considering we're on two screens because there are so many of you, 20 something of you being sworn in today, not all of you are on the screen at the same time when we take the oath. Okay, please, new CASAs, raise your right hand, and I go slowly for you, and I'm gonna say, I state your name, and you're gonna say I, and then you're gonna state your name. If you don't like the word swear, you can use the word affirm. Okay, and there it is in the chat. I state your name.
Angela
I, Cameron Kleinberg,
Do hereby swear
Do hereby swear
that I will truly and faithfully
and I
that I will truly and
faithfully
perform the duties
perform the duties
of court-appointed special advocate
appointed
advocate
on all cases
on
in
all
all
cases
all cases
to which I am appointed.
to which I am appointed.
That I will do so
and
that I will do so
Will do so
according to law
according to
according to
law
law
and the policies of CASA of Los Angeles,
and the
policies of
Los Angeles,
and that I will always act
and that I will
that I will always act
in the best interests
in
the
the
best
best
interest
interest
of the child or children
of
of
the
the
child or
child or
children
children
for whom I am appointed.
whom I am appointed.
Mazel tov. Congratulations. Thank you. Welcome. Woo! Now, while you're there, unmuted, stay unmuted for another minute. As court-appointed volunteers, you will have access to dependency court legal files and proceedings. As you know, these files and dependency court proceedings are confidential. You are charged with the responsibility of upholding the confidentiality of these cases. You are not to discuss these cases nor reveal the identity of these children with any persons other than those individuals who are rightly involved in the case. This would include those court personnel, social workers, family members, the child's family members, not your own, attorneys, or other professionals assigned to the case. So please raise your hand again and repeat after me. Raise your hand again and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly
Solemnly swear
to uphold the confidentiality,
to uphold the confidentiality,
information,
information
contained in the legal files
contained in the
Contained in
legal
the
In the
files
legal files
and all other case information
and all other case information
information
that comes to my attention
that comes to my
to my
attention
attention
during the course of my work
during
in
the
the course of my work,
as a court-appointed special advocate.
as a court-appointed special advocate.
Appointed
special
special advocate.
advocate.
Wonderful, congratulations. You now have like 28 best friends, or depending on which class you were in, like 15 or 20 best friends. Please call each other, rely on each other. Right now, when we go one by one and acknowledge each of you, you might hear that one of you has an education background, or maybe one of you has entertainment industry background, different ways that you might be able to call on them for their assistance on the cases you're handling, maybe medical background. You're all frozen. I hope I'm not frozen. Taina, I'm okay?
You're good.
Okay, good. So on that note, normally, if we were live in a room together, I would be calling your name. You'd be coming up. I'd be handing you a certificate. We'd be shaking hands, taking a picture together. Then we'd have your friends and family come up, take a picture with them. The last one we did these in person, I can tell you exactly what time period it was, because that time we did not shake hands, did not stand too close, and we were doing the elbow bump. So that's the last time we did this in person. So when I call your name, you are going to be big on the screen, and I'm going to ask you first off to let us know if you have any family or friends watching and to do a shout out to them. And secondly, I'll give you a choice. You can either tell us what you do for a living, or you can tell us how you found out about CASA. So first up, make sure I'm on the right list. Christy Evans.
Hello. Hi. I'm a photographer, videographer. I was looking for a volunteer position, and when a friend of mine was actually joining, and it really spoke to me, and I'm glad that I'm doing this. I'm excited to be a part of this.
And did your friend already graduate?
You did.
You know, we have best friends and husbands and wives who actually sometimes take cases together. But, you know, if you're each doing your own case, it's more kids getting serviced.
Yes.
And do you have anyone watching?
My mom should be watching.
Where's mom at?
She's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, hi, Mom. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Maddie Kelly.
Hello, I'm Maddie. I have family watching on the East Coast and in Portland, Oregon. And I am an occupational therapist for the regional center, 0 to 3-year-olds.
Wow. See that, everyone? If you're having questions about an IPP, you've got someone right there who can help you with your IPP meeting for your kid who's getting regional center services. Congratulations. Thank you very much. And are you from Portland or back east or what?
I'm from outside of Washington, D.C.
Great. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Laura Kurtenbach.
Hello, I don't have any friends and family watching right now. They'll be getting the link later on because they're based on the East Coast and have to work today. My background is in marketing and some public speaking. And I found out by watching a commercial, and also I have a cousin whose kids were in foster care and had CASA advocates in South Dakota. So did some research in the family. And that's why I'm involved.
That's really great. Thank you. They're not watching in South Dakota?
No, I figured they'll get a link later on instead of watching live. So yeah.
Perfect. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Maya Hume.
Hi, my boyfriend Michael is watching. He lives with me, so he's close. And I found out about CASA just doing a search online. And I'm currently going back to school in the fall for my master's in social work.
Great. Where are you going?
No, yet. I'm applying to, so far, 10 different schools. So
do you know
all sort of in like the LA area, and then as far up as like San Jose, potentially. So.
And do you know about the CalSWIC program?
No, I don't think so.
No, that's a great program. A lot of Cal State universities and UCs, and I think even USC, your master's in social work is free. And if it's a 2-year program, then you commit to 2 years with a social service agency when you graduate. If it's a 3-year program, 3 years. So a great way to get your free master's program.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Actually, the last class I swore in 2 weeks ago, one of them is going to Cal State Northridge in the first year of the MSW program there.
Oh, awesome.
Angela Gonzalez.
Hello. Can you guys see me? I just have the same screen. So I have friends and family watching today, and I am semi-retired. I dabble here and there in little different business ventures that I own, but my professional background is in education, and I'm a native Californian. And I heard of CASA LA through radio commercials on the famous commute on the 405 freeway. So I heard them several times, and I was persuaded to give it a look and see. And I'm very happy to be here today.
That's great. Thank you. Congratulations. What did you do in education?
I used to run the mentoring programs for the state of California at LAUSD school sites. And so, I do have a lot of experience working with kids that are, academically below grade level, that have social emotional needs. And also I was a liaison, building the families and making sure that they had the resources that they needed to be able to support their kids during the educational process. So this is like a perfect fit for me, I feel. And I love children, so.
That's great. And you know how LA Unified works. Did everyone hear that? Someone here knows how LA Unified works. Dave Bartholomew, the other one with the tie. Oh, you're muted.
Is that better? Thank you, Your Honor. I'm retired. I previously was a lawyer and recently moved back to Southern California. And so sought this opportunity out. I have a friend who was a CASA in LA, and she encouraged me to go forward, and delighted to be here.
Great. Who's your friend?
Her name's Jillian Edel, E-D-E-L.
She may have had a kid in my courtroom. Sounds really familiar.
She's got a British accent. You might remember.
I might remember. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just 2 retired in a row. It used to be so many CASAs retired, and now it's like so few. Thanks a lot. Katrina Leap.
Hi. Yes. Can you hear me? Good. So I have no shout outs to make. And I am a PhD student at UCLA studying human genetics. I do endometriosis research, and I found CASA just online. I just heard of it, and I thought it was a great way to use what little time I have. I wish I had more time, but it seems like a really necessary work, even if you don't have very much time.
Wow, genetics. Wonderful. Thank you. Congratulations. Welcome.
Thank you.
Jessica Garrett.
Hi, I'm Jess. My husband is here somewhere watching. And then I believe my friend Joanna, she's in LA, is watching as well. I'm currently a stay-at-home mom to 3 children that are being remarkably good right now. And I also recently went back to school to study teaching, so I can be a teacher in a special education classroom.
Wow, where are you going?
Right now I'm at Fullerton College, and then I want to transfer to CSUF.
That's great. And special education, you're going to know more about special education from the training you just had than anywhere else.
Yeah. Thank you.
Next up is Elizabeth Perez.
Hi, I have an entertainment background, but on the production side. So started working for the guy that built all the Fast and Furious cars. So I was handling the vehicles and all that. And now I work for Netflix corporate, and I run their in-house transportation program. So went from the production side to the corporate side. Great company. They really support anyone who volunteers, anyone who wants to adopt. It's just a great company to work for. And I heard through about CASA through Aaron Foster's Instagram post. That's how I heard about it.
I think 3 classes back, like all of them heard about it from Aaron Foster. Wow, so you get to take your foster kid to go see all the cars from Fast and the Furious that you're.
You know what? I actually that's probably that's a great idea. And I have he also built the latest Batmobile, so I have that connection. Forgot about that. Thank you.
And one of Netflix's vice presidents just became one of our newest LA County Superior Court judges. Okay, moving right along, sorry. Karishma Patel.
Hi, my name is Karishma. I have family watching in the Bay Area. So hi, mom and dad and my sister. So I am a pediatric oncology nurse practitioner at Children's LA and work in the inpatient setting. So have had some foster youth as my patients. So that's kind of also why I want to do this. And I heard about CASA because I'm a member of the Kappa Alpha Theta fraternity. So in college, we raised money for CASA, and I was in school in Ohio. So raised money for the CASA chapter in Cleveland. So when I came back to California, I wanted to be a CASA here in LA.
Wow, you bring a wealth of experience. Great, welcome, thank you.
Thank you.
Atsuki Gladowski.
Hi. My background is corporate events and meetings, but since COVID happened, our industry is definitely damaged, and then we won't come back probably for a little while. So I actually started a master degree of counseling, clinical mental health counseling. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I do not have any friends or family watching right now.
And where are you going to school?
It's called Walden University, but everything's online right now. So.
See, I was thinking you could have started doing corporate events online and been the one doing it. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Good luck with your studies.
Thank you.
Susan Cottle.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would want to shout out to my family. I have children that are out in college, one in Michigan and one in Missouri, and then 2 that are here at USC. So they're watching right now. And I am basically an empty nester. That's where I'm at. I've been a stay-at-home mom for the last 25 years. And so now I have all this time to contribute and actually give back to the community. I heard of CASA through my church Journey of Faith in Manhattan Beach. And as soon as I saw the video, I knew that it was something that was for me to spend my time with. And I'm so impressed with this program. And the training was just incredible. So thank you. I look forward to hopefully making a change and helping a child.
We've been getting a lot more South Bay people. It's wonderful. I used to be on the school board in Redondo, so congratulations. Thank you very much. And you know what? Give us all your spare time. We'll take it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda Belzer.
Hi, I'm Linda, and I don't have anyone watching, but my family's floating around here somewhere. I'm a retired school teacher. COVID was a perfect opportunity for me to retire. Teaching online was not fun. And I heard about CASA also on the radio, NPR, and both my daughters are social workers, so they knew of the program and kind of talked it up. So I like working with kids, and I'm just really, really excited. And the training was just very eye-opening, and I learned a lot, and it's inspired me to learn more.
Are your daughters social workers with DCFS?
No. One is at Cedar Sinai, and the other one is with Painted Brain.
Wow, great. Thank you. You know, this is a great group. I'm really amazing group. I have to tell you, though, I'm not vested in my retirement because I have to tell you, doing a court calendar online, I understand why you didn't want to be teaching online. Frustrating. Magdalene Nitschke.
Hi, I have friends that are tuning in from Minnesota and from Georgia and here in LA. I work in marketing and communications, and I heard about CASA through my cousin, who is a CASA in Phoenix.
I'm hoping I'm in a courthouse on Hardwire getting a message saying my network is low. Congratulations. Are any of your friends Golden Gophers at University of Minnesota?
Definitely fans, yes.
There you go, go Gophers. Congratulations, thank you very much. Logan Landis.
Thanks, Your Honor. I'm an automotive analyst, and I'm pretty sure that my colleagues are watching, as well as I have family in Arkansas and Denver and friends in Georgia, and then also friends in LA that are watching. I heard about CASA, actually. I've been something that I wanted to do for a while. I heard about it a few years ago, but I didn't have a chance until recently. I actually heard about it on Dr. Phil, so.
It's all Dr. Phil and Aaron Foster. Automotive analyst, I like that. You could get involved, you know, if you wanted to change professions, someone could get you a job with the Fast and Furious cars.
I heard.
Congratulations, thank you. Thanks. Mary Grace Rapola.
I work for a management consulting company. We do leadership training, really focused on behavior change. So it's pretty cool stuff. I don't have anyone watching right now, but I have people around. So we're going to go celebrate afterwards. I heard of CASA actually 3 years ago when I moved to LA, and I just kept it in the back of my mind for 3 years. And then it felt like the right time to do it. And so here I am. So I'm really happy to be sworn in at this point.
You know, in the last 6 or so years, the CASA recruitment has been incredible. But I have to say, with COVID, more and more of the graduates are talking about how for 3 or 4 years I've been thinking of it. And now with COVID, I have the time. So great. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Timothy Humanget.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hi, I'm Tim. My background is working in tech under operations and support. I don't. Hopefully, that's helpful as being a CASA. But yeah, I mean, I discovered CASA online, and yeah, I'm originally from the Philippines, but I moved to LA like 5 years ago, and it's always been my life's advocacy to like join organizations that whose mission and vision resonates with mine. So excited to be here. And huge shout out to my wife and dog who's in the living room watching. So yeah.
Great. Salamat po. Caitlin Manley.
Hi there. Thank you, Your Honor. I have family watching in New Hampshire and then friends watching in LA, the UK, and DC. So hi, everyone. I work in the entertainment industry. For a short period, I also did client and talent relations for a company that connected nonprofits to celebrities and such. And so I heard about CASA in New York City. And I actually I went to an info session there before I had to move to LA in January.
One of the great things about us being remote is everyone has all these family members everywhere. What were you about to say?
And so I used to work with organizations like Child Help and Smile Train, and that's how I found out about CASA as well.
Great, Child Help's wonderful. And do you play that piano?
I do, yes, and yes, thank you.
Great. Amy Lynn Lake.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have my mother and my daughter watching from Eugene, Oregon. Yes, and I heard about the CASA program on the news and then reached out. It seems like wonderful work. I'm very excited. And I'm currently a family law paralegal.
Oh, great. You know, I've been on the bench in this courthouse for 21 years, been involved in the system for 28 years. And it isn't until about 1.5 years ago when Wendy, the executive director, decided to do a press conference that I think CASA LA ever did a press conference. And the number of volunteers who came out of that coverage has just been wonderful. So glad to have you.
Thank you.
Laura Salas.
Hi. So I have my husband watching. I sent the link to my sister, my mom at home with my 2 boys, my nephew, and my 3 best friends. I heard about CASA through my LA Mommy's Facebook group.
And how old are your kids?
I have a 13-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
A 13-year-old? I'm so sorry.
He's actually really good. Well, for now.
That's because he has grandma watching him. Congratulations. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Alexander Kranz.
Hi. I'm a wardrobe stylist in the fashion and entertainment industries. And I have my husband watching next to me. He's getting sworn in as well today.
No, you're related to Joshua?
I am, yeah. And I also have my parents watching close by in Orange County. And I also heard about it from Erin Foster. I follow her on Instagram, and I think it's really cool that so many people have heard about it from her.
That's great. Thank you. You know, we've had, I mentioned earlier about best friends and spouses taking cases together. And the very first couple that got appointed to a case together, I was a lawyer for the kids. And the person who assigned them together got in trouble because they were each their own CASA. Well, eventually they ended up together being the CASA of the year. So now we have husbands and wives and husbands and best friends doing cases together. So it's really a great opportunity. Thank you. How about Joshua Kranz?
Hello, my name is Josh Kranz, and I am a high school math teacher here in Los Angeles. I work for the Alliance Charter Network. So not the LAUSD side, but the charter side. If you're looking for a charter perspective, feel free to hit me up on stuff. I found out about this through my wife. We've been wanting to get involved with youth in Los Angeles for a while and have done some volunteering stuff, but this was something that we thought we could commit to and dive into. So yeah, and I love working with teenagers, especially. I love high school students, and yeah, that's my story.
More power to you. Thank you. Cameron Kleinberger.
Hi, that's me. I am a former social science teacher, but I've been transitioning out of that field to become a paralegal. I actually want to be a family law paralegal like Miss Lake. And I heard about CASA because I was looking for volunteer opportunities because right now I'm a full-time student and I figure I have some time to volunteer, and CASA seemed like one that I could best utilize the skills I have as an educator with the field I'm looking to go into, which is family law. And I really like just helping kids. The biggest struggle as a teacher is there's too many kids and you can't help them the way you want to. So I figure if I focus on one kid, I can do the help I want to do.
Exactly. That's great. I'm not going to say anymore. Sean Calla. Sean Calla.
Yes. So my wife is watching from the other room and potentially some family on the East Coast in New York. I found out about this in early April, when I found out I was no longer going to be commuting 12 hours a week to and from work. So I was looking for volunteer opportunities. This one really spoke to me when I was doing my research, and that's kind of what started me on that path. I work as an IT manager for CAA, Creative Artists Agency in LA.
Oh, great. You know, you talked about the commute. There was an attorney in my courtroom who lived in Orange County, finally got a job in Orange County right when we started going remote, ended up coming back to LA now that she can do everything from home. It's amazing. Mai Nguyen.
Hi, Your Honor. Hi, everyone else. Congratulations. It's been nice working with you all the last few weeks. I am a medical malpractice defense attorney, and I have a partner at my law firm who used to be a CASA. So luckily, I'll be able to pick her brains whenever I have any questions that pop up.
Great. What's her name?
Karen Balker.
That sounds familiar too. They all sound familiar at this point. Great, congratulations, thank you. And keep picking her brain. And you know what? All of you, I'm serious about continuing to rely on each other too. It's a great support network with the ones that you met through your training. Thank you. Joe Fogel.
Hi, Your Honor, and hi, everyone else. Congratulations. I was a former personal chef, but now I'm a housewife, and I'm also learning about commercial real estate because that's what my husband's in, and he's basically he's retiring, so he's transferring his knowledge over to me to run the family estate. And then I also started and run a nonprofit that works for kids. We provide services in education and financial aid to it's globally, but also here in the U.S. For underserved communities and orphanages in Vietnam.
Wow.
Then I'm an artist, so those are the things I love doing and I enjoy it. And I found out about CASA from my husband's daughter. She thought I would be a great CASA, and I don't know how she heard of it, but she thought I would be great.
I'm still back at personal chef. You would have no idea, you all have no idea how many boys in foster care are interested in becoming chefs. It's really interesting. I've had a number of kids in my court, and I've talked about that we need more scholarships in culinary schools for foster youth. Great, I heard everything else. Congratulations, thank you. Orbelina Zalata.
Hi, thank you, Your Honor. I have my husband listening in right now to the Zoom meeting school. I work as a legal assistant for a law firm that specializes in immigration law. Let's see what else. My friend, who's now CSW, recommended this program to me. She worked at DCFS for a few years, and she always wanted to do CASA, so she was like, "Why don't you do it instead?" You know. So very happy and excited I did it.
And when is she going to do it?
Right? That's what I asked her to. She's super busy though.
There are a lot of legal people here, paralegals, legal assistants, retired lawyers. It's amazing. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Selena Gonzalez. Selena.
Hi.
Hi.
So I am currently a behavior technician. So I work with kids with autism, ranging from like 2 to 13. So that should be fun. It's fun. They're great. I am within the next 2 years planning to go back to school. I'm thinking Masters of Education. Not too sure yet, kind of dabbling. I heard about CASA a couple years ago when I was at school. And so now that like CASA kind of slowed everything, or CASA coronavirus slowed everything down, I decided to do CASA.
You know, there's a great resource regarding Asperger's and I just totally blanked. You said it, autism. A lawyer who used to work at the National Council of Juvenile and Family Court Judges in Reno, when her son was diagnosed with Asperger's, she left and ended up starting an incredible blog called Autism Mom, autismmom.com. Highly recommend checking it out.
I will.
More resources.
Thank you.
Congratulations, thank you. Last but not least, ciao, Joya Worth.
Ciao, everybody. Thank you. I'm honored. I have my husband watching from his office downstairs, of course, and somebody a little bit more far away, my mother. Ciao, Mama.
Hi, Mom in Rome. Ciao, Mama.
Thank you. And I've been working for a long time in PR marketing and events in hospitality. And I'm representing now some international clients. And I heard of La Casa during an event, a philanthropic event that my husband hosted with his magazine. And somebody from a different organization was really speaking highly about La Casa. So, and I decided to join. This was 3 years ago almost.
That's great. You know, I keep trying to find one of these classes for my mom to watch on YouTube. And my mom, this should have been the class because my mom always wears her I Love Italy pin. I Heart Italy pin because she has a book she wrote called Italy Cooks. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, now last time I forgot someone. Hopefully I didn't forget someone this time. As I went down the list, Taina, did I do okay?
I think you did cover everyone. Judge Seidler.
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you to all the families and friends watching. Thank you so much for donating your family member to us and to our kids. And I look forward to seeing you in court. And Angela, whenever you want to come, you can pop into Department 404, log on, just say new CASA next to your name. And whenever you want, you come on by.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Judge
much.
Seidler.
Thank you all.
Thank you. All right. Okay, so you all are officially CASAs now. Congratulations. Does it feel different? Are you excited? I wanted to pass along the mic to the next speaker. So the CEO would like to speak with you. She's the visionary. She's the one that guides us at CASA, and she'd like to speak with the new graduate. So Wendy, Julian.
Trying to push all the right buttons. Welcome and congratulations, everyone. It's so wonderful to see you here. I'm totally humbled by those introductions. What an incredible group of people. I wish we could all be in the room together so I could see your faces all at once, but it was wonderful of Judge Zeidler to go through you individually and let you tell us a little bit about yourselves. I want you to know how much we appreciate what you're bringing to the organization, but most importantly to the kids and families that you're going to be serving. It's extraordinary. You know, I heard things about backgrounds in immigration, backgrounds in education and medical, backgrounds in things that are, as you know, directly related to the work you're going to be doing. But I also heard some things that I think are equally related and so important, which is work that many of you do that is creative and work that many of you do that involves high levels of organization and planning and work that many of you do that involves writing and persuasive work and the law. That is extraordinary. And, you know, Judge Zeidler does such a nice job of telling a story of a really extraordinary case. And those do exist. They happen with some regularity where we have those incredible, beautiful outcomes. What I love the most about CASA, though, are the everyday small steps. And that's what I am encouraging you to focus on, because I will tell you, I've been involved at CASA for 4 years, but involved in the foster care system since I was 25 when I became a foster parent for the first time. I have learned that this is an extremely frustrating system on many, many levels. And when you think about who is paying the price for that, and it is especially children, but also their families, we have a lot of work to do, and we have to do it with a one-on-one approach. And so I welcome you to a family, to an organization that is addressing that. And I wanted to give you a few little examples of what that has looked like with some of the CASA volunteers who have graduated before you and who are still working with their kids every day. So I heard Tim say something about his background being outside of child welfare, but hopefully applicable. It reminded me of one of our CASA volunteers, Ashwarya, who is a software engineer. And she said to our board of directors in presenting to them once that she feels like her job as a CASA is to be enraged by things that are enraging. And that what happens too often for our kids is that many of us, included people who've been working in the child welfare system for years, will see something that happens to one of our kids and think, yeah, I mean, that's just the way it goes. And that's the opposite of what CASAs do. CASAs say, well, not for my kid. I mean, I'm going to fix this situation for my kid. And that is a beautiful way of changing things for the better. I also heard, just in terms of the openness and the willingness and the time, something that makes me think of another CASA. His name is Kelton. And Kelton tells a story about he was advocating for a young adult one day who was at a new school. And this actually, I'm sorry, it's not a young adult, he's a teenager. A teenager was at a new school and he doesn't love school and ran away from this school placement. And decided to call Kelton. And so he's on the phone with Kelton, and Kelton explains to him that probably because he's left and doesn't have permission to leave, that the school might call the police. And sure enough, they do. And as the police arrive, the young man is on the phone with his CASA volunteer, and Kelton says to the young man he's advocating for, just hand this to the police officer, hand the phone to the police officer who's approaching you. And he did. And Kelton explained what the situation was with his young man, how he was upset about the new school placement, and that he was able to explain that he had some mental health issues and really de-escalate the situation before it ever escalated. What I find so interesting about that story is that it was all a big nothing. Everything turned into nothing, and the young man was able to get back to his safe placement, and the law enforcement folks that showed up dealt with it appropriately. But how do we know what would have happened in that scenario without the intervention of a phone call with the CASA volunteer? Those small things have the potential to really change the outcome and the life trajectory of a young person's life. And it's something that happens because CASAs care enough to do that. And finally, I think one of the things that I heard that most resonated with me over the years is a CASA named Craig, who said, it's one of my favorite CASA quotes, that what he loves the most about being a CASA volunteer is that it is aggressively not about him. And I will say I completely agree with that. I think that's the perspective that most of the folks that you'll meet on the CASA staff take, and that other CASA volunteers take, which is this is an opportunity to really look at a system of profound injustice and trauma, and inject ourselves in a way that can bring some love and justice to the environment, to the child, to the family, to the courtroom, to the child and family team meeting, to the school. And if you stick around long enough and read the emails that I send out occasionally, you'll hear that I love to quote Cornel West. He's a genius, really. And he came out with a new song yesterday. He's on a track with a guy named Lucas, is his last name, and it's a beautiful house song, very not what you would think that Cornel West might do, but it's called "Got That Hope." And I love that message because that's exactly what we're asking you to do, is put yourselves into a situation that is so often devoid of love and justice and hope, and be that person who shows up and continually shows up and does it. And the fact that you volunteer to do that is really just extraordinary. So I want to thank you profoundly. I want you to know that you're going to be receiving correspondence from me shortly, in which I blatantly ask you for money. And if you can give, I really appreciate it. And if you can't, I don't love you any less. That's the way we work. So CASA is a nonprofit. It costs about $3,500 to serve one child every year. And we have some CASA volunteers and some donors who have access to family foundations and other means to give. And we happily will use those resources to be able to continue our services. And for those who are interested in giving your blood, sweat, and tears instead, we love that as well. So we're an organization that thrives on supporting each other. I have a great joke that doesn't go over well anymore because you've never been into our offices, but we have an open office format in the sense that I don't have an office, Megan doesn't have an office, Diana doesn't have an office, nobody has an office. So we say we have an open door format, but of course it's because we don't have any doors. What that means, though, is that we want to hear from you. And I say that for a couple of reasons. One, and you'll hear this over and over again, we want you to be communicating with your advocate supervisors as much as you need to, because they are incredible. They are so smart, so talented, so experienced. I know on my CASA case, I really have leaned on my advocate supervisor to give me support and advice on how to proceed in some really, really prickly situations. And also that you communicate with the rest of our team, with folks who are doing events and fundraising. A lot of you talked about connections that you have that works with that. That you talk with me and Megan about issues that come up in your case that you think we might be able to do advocacy about, whether it's, a problem that your young person is having at their short-term residential placement, or something that's going on at school that you think might be affecting your young person and also other people at school. And we'll push on it. That's what we love to do. So share your happy stories and your challenging stories, and we will share those stories with others so that we can fill your seats in the next graduating class and serve many, many more children in Los Angeles. So welcome from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for the time you've already dedicated to this and for the time and love that you're going to put into it to come. And happy Friday.
Thank you, Wendy. If anybody would like to reach out to Wendy, the email is the same format as mine and Kayla's. So it's the first initial, last name. So I'm sure either Megan or Wendy will type in their emails. Thank you. Okay, so we have another person who would love to speak with you, who's excited, and it's Angela Daughtry. Angela is the manager of outreach and recruitment.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Angela. Congratulations. I am so glad that everyone has completed this training class, and we welcome you, welcome you, welcome you. I love when Wendy talks about love and justice, because I totally believe in the CASA program, and I know that we focus on love and justice. So with that, I challenge each of you to bring somebody so they can experience CASA and advocate for our youth and fight with love and justice. Come all. We will set up an information session. We will do a house party. We want you all to just invite whoever that you know that could do the work of CASA. Let them experience what you've experienced for the past couple of weeks. But thank you guys so much. I'm proud of each of you. And we want to get more people in to fill those seats that you just filled. So come on, congratulations, spread the word, and thank you. And I'll see you soon, and I'll see you around. Well, hopefully I'll see you around, but congratulations.
Thank you, Angela. Angela's energy is like this in the office, online. I love your background too, Angela. All the positivity. So we have another person who'd like to speak with you. So Marie Carpenter. Marie is the Director of Development. Marie, are you here? Yeah, you're here. There we go. I think you're muted, Marie, but it's not saying if you're muted or not. Your audio may be having a little bit of issues. Does anybody else hear Marie? Okay. Okay, so Marie's gonna call back in, and then she'll be able to speak with you in a little bit. So we'll get right back to you, Marie, as your work. I think you're on mute right now, actually. So hold on.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah. Yeah, we can,
okay.
We can hear you. Everybody else can too. Okay.
That's crazy because I was on the phone. Okay. Hi, everyone. Congratulations. I'm so grateful for you all. I'm always really reminded every time I speak to a group of graduates that there's just a lot of good out there, So, it's just not the easiest volunteer opportunity, but definitely, an incredibly impactful one. So it's a pleasure to meet you all. So my team and I, we manage fundraising and marketing efforts for CASA. We are a nonprofit organization, as Wendy said, and we receive funding from individuals and businesses and foundations. So, all donations are to sustain and support our operations, our advocacy work, so that we can continue that work, but also grow and serve more children in the system here in LA. So just as Wendy said today, I do ask if you have the means, or if you would like to make a donation in honor of your graduation, I of course invite you to do so. I know some of you made an additional donation when you paid for your background checks, and so just thank you so much for that. The other thing I wanted to bring to your attention is that we we are looking to grow our group of monthly donors. So if you are thinking about becoming a monthly donor, we welcome you. We just launched this Thrive monthly donation program, and it just really helps us out a great deal because it's just a very reliable source of income for us. But the thing is that, you know, it's always extra special when CASA volunteers make a donation and you're already giving so much of yourself helping a child, and we are grateful for you no matter what. We love you no matter what. The one thing though, there are many ways to support CASA. So that does not, you know, I'm not asking it, that doesn't have to come out of your pocket. So, you know, when you're out in the community, when you're out in your neighborhood, to keep an eye out for any funding opportunities for CASA. You know, many companies have the matching gift programs. They match your donation dollars. They also match your volunteer hours. Some do. One of you work at Netflix, and so shout out to Netflix because we do get a monthly matching gift from them. There are a couple of employees that work there that support us. You know, you may also know someone at a foundation that is looking you know, for more grant applicants. You may also know companies that want to support one of our events. So all of those introductions would be really great. If you shop on Amazon, you can sign up through Amazon Smile, where we get proceeds from Amazon. So we get to benefit from, you know, your shopping spree excursion. And if you shop at Ralph's, you can connect your club card to CASA, and Ralph's will donate a percentage of your, you know, your spending. So it comes from them, does not come from you. So another way we receive donations is through partnerships with local businesses. So for instance, if you're familiar with Donut Friend, they do a charity donut every month, and we get that in, you know, we're the beneficiary in February. We have partnered with Mohawk Bend, a local restaurant who creates a pizza for us once a year. You know, obviously things are looking very different, and places like Mohawk Bend would not be able to partner with us. So, but you know, there are still other opportunities out there in the community. And then we also have events that we put on ourselves. So this, you know, you'll get, now that you're part of our community, you'll get information about this. So we have a wine and art event that's coming up in February. And we have a gala, you know, your rubber chicken dinner gala every May, where we have honorees, and we raise, you know, about 20 to 25% of our revenue that evening. So again, with the new world that we're in right now, you know, all will involve some sort of virtual component to them. But again, we welcome you to support by attending, or you can volunteer at these events and then, you know, be able to enjoy. So we can talk about that. You know, please feel free to reach out to me with any questions you do have with all the different ways that you can support us. And one last thing is, if you take a photo from today, a screenshot from today, and you want to share it on social media, please tag us. We're active on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. So if you tag us, we'd love that, and we'll reciprocate. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you again for your time and your support. I'm so grateful for you all. Congratulations.
Thank you, Marie. I've never heard of the Ralph's one, so I was excited to hear that. Okay, so we're going to meet, you've already met this person, so Megan Maddock. You met her at session 2, where she talked to you about, you know, more about the advocacy team. So now she'll get to talk to you about your advocate supervisors and talk to you a little bit. So Megan Maddock is the Chief Program Officer at CASA.
Hi, everyone. It's great to see you again on graduation day. Congratulations to all of you. I'm really thrilled that you're joining us. All these backgrounds sound amazing, no matter where you come from in life. We can definitely use you, and you will definitely impact a child's life in Los Angeles. So I'm really thrilled to have you here. I'm not going to talk very long because the important business is to come with your advocate supervisors. You'll be, after we close and say our goodbyes, you'll be whisked away to the magic of Zoom breakout rooms where you'll be meeting with your advocate supervisors to talk about what it looks like to get a case. And I hope you also get the chance to get to know your supervisors during this time. We have actually a bunch of advocate supervisors on the line since you're such a big class. We have Arlene, Carolyn, John Tay, Amy, Katie, Lauren, Leslie, Rosa, Sharonda, and Stephanie, all who are extremely qualified, smart, professional people who are going to be guiding you through your CASA work. So we'll do breakout sessions where you have the opportunity to chat with them, meet them, and they'll explain the process of getting matched to a child. So once you meet with your supervisor, you're all done and you can leave the Zoom call. But I'm really excited to see you on this journey. And like Wendy said, please keep in touch. Let us know how it goes, especially with big issues that come up and happy things too. I always love to hear happy things that happen on your case. So I'll put my email in the chat box. Keep in touch. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to seeing you on your next steps.
Thank you, Megan. All right, so everybody, we have reached the end. I wanted to just let you all know how much I have appreciated getting to know you during the past few weeks. And also just hearing you during graduation and hearing your motivation off your applications, hearing you say them yourselves and what motivates you, what keeps you going. Just keep that with you as you go through this process. And I'm so excited to keep in touch with you all and hopefully hear from you soon. Kayla?
Hi, everyone. So yeah, congratulations. I'm extremely proud of everyone. I know it's been a pretty long journey, some longer than others, from completing your application or going to an info session to being here today for graduation. So just thank you for choosing to spend some of your free time to be an advocate and really opening your minds to learning new things. Hopefully post-COVID, I see some of you coming in and out of the office for your hearings. But until then, I'm still available virtually. I'm still here. So yeah, go ahead and connect with me. And like Judge Zeidler said, make sure to connect with each other. Highly, highly recommended.
All right. All right, so this is the end, and we wanted to say thank you for everybody who's watching from YouTube. Thank you for supporting your people here, your family, your friend who's here as a CASA, and visit our website, check out our